happy Thursday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Good morning to all of you. Now, I'm going to give you the updates not only on this extreme heat that is still coming and it's going to get way worse for next week, also a severe weather threat for today, as well as what's coming in the tropics. Now, you have excessive heat warning in this pink for today, as well as excessive heat watch in this pink right here. But everybody in all of this red is under a heat advisory for today. And this is going to shift a little further to the east, and even bigger numbers are coming next week. Plus, we still have our Hurricane Blas that is going west into the Pacific Ocean. We still have our Invest 93E over here in the Pacific, and it is going to twirl around for a while, as well as this Invest 93L, and it is starting to make that curve back to the Bay of Campeche, where this is just going to circle around, and this is what the Central American gyre does. It dances around a lot. So I will give you updates. Make sure you subscribe if you've never been here before. I have been here for years for y'all guys, and I am all year long. Now, I'm going to be as quick as I can, not only to save you time. Remember, all the links are in the description to help save you time, but because I need to go pass out this food today and feed so many people that y'all have helped out for this month. Thank you so much for all of you for all your help, because it was a lot of food. So we're definitely going to be able to help out at least 40, maybe even 50 families. We got more food than that, but I don't want to give everybody just one item of each. I want to give them at least 2 of each. So we got 100 cans of green beans, 100 cans of tuna, 50 cans of corn, 50 cans of carrots, 75 bags of pasta, 100 bags of rice, 75 boxes of macaroni and cheese, 75 cans of ravioli, 100 cans of pork and beans, and 100 bags of red beans. And it was so much, I literally could not fit any more into the truck. I could put a little more, but I don't think I could have fit any more. All right, so I put everything else in the back of the truck. Had to move the kids' toys, but it is down there, and it is down there deep. It is full. We are ready to go feed some people. So as you can see, I'm going to be very busy for today. So thank you all for helping out. If you want to help out on the next one, remember we do this every month. Links are in the description to help support. Thank you so much for helping others, guys. God bless you. Now, yesterday, we did have 2 tornadoes. We didn't have a serious outbreak. It did underperform as far as the outbreak goes, but the tornado warnings were so many, it was unbelievable. And the wind damage reports was over 150 wind damage reports. So not only for what we had up here in Wisconsin, also that high pressure bringing all these storms around to the southeast, like I showed y'all a couple of days ago. Y'all had a bunch of wind damage reports as well. So I hope y'all did heed my warning the other day on that. But they had all kind of roof damage. Even a hospital got damaged. They had a lot of wind damage reports, and there's a lot of power outages this morning as well. And here's the outcome of it. A lot of power outages plus power outages in Alabama for the wind damage for yesterday. And here's your numbers so far: 80,000, over 80,000 for Wisconsin. Ohio is at 60,000, Michigan at 30,000, West Virginia 12, and Indiana 11,000. So there's a lot of people without power. I just hope that over here in the southeast, y'all did heed my warning the other day of why this was circling back around and giving y'all the possible threat that did happen. And even though a lot of y'all are dealing with this heat, you're tired of this heat, we haven't seen nothing yet, guys. We have more intense heat coming our way. Matter of fact, for the next 6 to 10 days, you're going to be well above average in this area, and especially down here in the deep south. I'm seeing 100 and teens for a lot of people. And we're talking coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And you can see right here on high resolution rapid refresh that it's really going to be intense, not only going up towards Kansas with the hundreds, also for the southeast. Southwest has some serious numbers coming for today. And so far by 4 p.m. today, you're going to be over 110 degree temperatures. Remember, this is not your heat index. This is your temperatures taken in the shade. And it's going to raise way up towards Kansas with over 100 degree temperatures. Even all these 90s spiking all the way over the Ohio Valley and the South. But for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, even Western Virginia, y'all going to be over 100 degrees for today. In the panhandle of Florida, a little bit over 100 degrees, but it's going to start coming even further soon. Because when we go into that very high ridge, that's when it's really going to bring it up to the upper Midwest, then carry over to the east. And you've seen the 6 to 10 day outlook. It will be extreme. So as we go through today, you have your very hot temperatures. As we go through tomorrow, it's going to build right back up again. But as we go towards Saturday, this is where it starts headed towards the high ridge, starts bringing 100-degree temperatures over towards Montana, South Dakota. Then it goes over Sunday. It'll carry a little bit further east, still bringing 100-degree temperatures, very hot temperatures coming this weekend, straight up to the upper Midwest. But once you go over Monday, then it's going to start carrying towards the southeast. Very extreme temperatures. And you can see by Monday, not only the southwest, but now it's bringing Texas over 105 degrees. For a bunch of y'all, bringing hundreds all the way up to even portions of western, southwestern Minnesota and the deep south. 100-degree temperatures coming definitely by Monday. By Tuesday, it is really going to get extreme. Look at this big pocket of very much extreme temperatures coming, and this is the outlook the National Weather Service is talking about for your 6 to 10 day. This is a transition that is really going to be bad. You think you're dealing with heat now? This is nothing compared to what's coming, because by Tuesday now everybody is going to be over 100-degree temperatures. It's not going to be 90s and pockets of hundreds. Everybody is going to be over 100-degree temperatures, including the southeast. This is going to be a really extreme day next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So here you go, going into Wednesday. There you go again, another extreme pocket of extreme temperatures coming. So like I said, you think you're dealing with some heat now, you wait till you start feeling this for a couple of days coming. And it's going all the way to where everybody's over 105 degrees now, especially for the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. 110 for Georgia and South Carolina. This is extreme temperatures coming. Over 100 degrees, maybe even 105 for the panhandle of Florida. This pocket right here is going to be very dangerous. Please take caution. Please get prepared for this extreme heat. Then as you go into Thursday, then it's going to bring some really ridiculous numbers, especially to the southeast. But you can see the temperatures, you're still over 100 degrees for a lot of people in the south. Calms down a little bit more for the Ohio Valley. But look at these numbers that you have now. A big pocket of 105 and over. Even 110 and over, especially for Georgia and the panhandle of Florida. Definitely getting in over 105 degrees. This is going to be a multi-day intense heat that is coming. And as you go towards Friday, it sticks around for another day of very much extreme temperatures that is coming to the south and the southeast. Still sitting at over 105. Now you got the big pocket over here of 110-degree temperatures, and you're still climbing over 100 in the central plains, and it's still affecting the southwest. So please prepare for these intense heat that is coming. And like I said, what you have now is nothing compared to what is coming next week. Please share this information. Please like the video. Let others know about what is coming. Because just a few minutes outside in this, especially if you're not hydrated, will have some severe effects. And just like they taught us in the military, if you want to be hydrated for tomorrow, you got to drink the water for today, because it's not going to help drinking it today. If it's going to be hot today, you better drink some water yesterday. It takes a long time for your body to get hydrated. Now for today, on your severe weather, you do have chances for tornadoes. You have a big 2% right here in the Central Plains, which will be later tonight. But first you have what's on the intercoastal northeast. And just like it underperformed yesterday with the tornadoes, even though there was very much many tornado warnings and a lot of wind damage, I think it's going to underperform again for the northeast. I think there's a chance for a few spin-ups, but I think it is going to be mostly a hail and a wind threat. I do not believe this will be a big tornado threat, but I do believe there will be some tornadoes though. And you do have the wind threat as well, a big 30% chance right here in this red, and you have significant chance for hail in this black for today. So remember, these links are in the description. Scroll down and see your cities. But for the tornado threat for today, the biggest threat where I see there could be some possible spin-ups as well is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, Syracuse, New York, and Erie, Pennsylvania, with your 2% in the green. I don't see this being a super event as far as what it's showing with the big threat, but I do show there is still the threat for today, guys. But you can see as these cells starts coming through, as that system that went through the upper Midwest yesterday, it is going towards Canada and it's going to stay in Canada. But we're going to get the threats on the tail end of that storm. So by 2 and 3 p.m., you do have some cells popping through northern New York, and it does expand out as the day comes along. And all that purple is indicative to large hail threat for New York as well. So even though your significant severe is over here, higher resolution rapid refresh is showing it will be other places as well as all the way up here into Canada. So this will go all evening long. Then it'll start getting into the city of New York by 9 o'clock tonight, get into Connecticut, Massachusetts, and headed towards New Jersey and Long Island. So this is headed that way. But when you look at your wind shear to see if you have chances for tornadoes, you can see as you start off this evening, there is a lot of wind in it, and there is a cell or two that does have some shear on it. But as you move through the afternoon, then it starts spreading out to multiple cells, getting a lot of shear. But this right here tells me that there's going to be a lot of wind. This don't show a lot of these cells getting a lot of rotation on them. The one right there for New York is getting some rotation, but it looks like a lot of wind behind this system. Then as you go throughout the day, you can see how it just separates, and you get some nasty cells right here that gets a lot of shear, but most of that is going to be wind in that system. It's going to be straight line winds that's coming with it. It's not showing super severe like we had last night, but it is getting some shear on these cells as it passes through the evening. And the cell that starts coming in later this evening, right here for western Pennsylvania, it is starting to get some shear as you go into 8 o'clock, then it dies out. But you see how the shear is around the cell. It's not all on the cell. That right there tells me that's going to be a wind event. So even though you are in the tornado threat, I do think it will underperform for today. Because you can see as you look at your helicity tracks that you do get some chances for some serious storms, especially for New York. But as it goes towards Pennsylvania and Jersey and everybody else, it really miles down, guys. I don't see this as a super severe event like it's showing, the 5%. I see it for New York, but I don't see it for Pennsylvania and everybody else. I see you get some storms. I do believe it'll be more of a hail threat. I think you'll get a couple spin-ups in New York, but I don't see a big threat for everybody else. And then right here for the Central Plains, as it comes back around the high pressure, it's really not until later this evening when you start getting precipitation mostly for Iowa, expanding out into eastern Nebraska, western Illinois, and northern Missouri. And then after you go early in the morning, it just starts dissipating. And you switch to the NAM, it looks a lot different, but it does show you that it does head towards the east, southeast as it expands out. So HRRR shows it goes south, NAM shows it going southeast. Two different models, two different outcomes. But it is confirming still that this is going to be a lot of shear on these cells as they pass through. I think you have a better chance for a tornado threat in the Central Plains than you do for the Northeast for today. Plus your update on the tropics. Invest 93L here has gone down still 10% in 48 hours, 20% in 5 days. This is still going to circle around the Central American gyre and meet up with the Invest in the Pacific. And still what we have coming is still showing up. But just like I showed y'all a couple of days ago, please take it with a grain of salt until we get a little bit closer. Because we still have this high pressure, which is up here blocking the Gulf now, keeping all this precipitation going to the west. And I believe this high pressure will stretch out to the southeast, but I believe it will also stay in the south also and keep steering this somewhat in the same direction, a little more northern. Now, I know the Farmers Almanac are very good professionals and they are good at what they do. And they are predicting that tropical storm for Texas, Louisiana coast. Although I think if anything, it'll just be a bunch of rainfall, which y'all do need. If anything, I do not believe for once that the Farmer's Almanac is right, because this is showing later and later and later. And usually when it does that, it will not happen, guys, because that's what the Central American gyre does. That's why you got to watch it, because it is famous for getting all these spin ups and just spitting them in very random directions. But I will show you the information. I'll also have Farmer's Almanac link in the description for you guys as well, so you can go see it. But you still have the disturbance one over here, Invest 93E. that is still at 80% in 48 hours and 80% in the next 5 days. And that energy I'm still showing will group up with it. It still will go west, do a little dance first, but it still will form Celia for y'all over there in Mexico. And you still have Hurricane Blas moving in the same direction, 8 miles per hour west to the northwest. But as you can see, it is still no threat for anybody, not even with your winds. When you look at your winds, you see you're still in that little bit of that 10%. That is it. Blas still isn't no threat for anyone. And this is your link from the Farmer's Almanac. Also in the description, so you can go see it for yourself. Like I said, I know they're professionals. I know they've been saying this for a long time, that there's going to be a tropical storm threat for the Texas, Louisiana coast from the 16th to the 19th. And I'm still showing that this thing will not at least form up by Guatemala, Honduras, by Central America to at least the 22nd, and which already makes this information inaccurate. And now it's turning to where maybe it's going to be the 25th. Guys, this is getting later and later. That's why I tell y'all, I'm never going to show you these impacts until we have more accurate information. So please take this with a grain of salt. I know they're very smart. I know they know what they're talking about. I still don't see it happening as true. Even though we see it in the model guidance, that don't make it correct. And it's still showing tropical storm this morning. That still don't mean it's going to happen. Because as you look at the SpaghettiOs this morning, you can see it does still form up over here by Central America, and it's by the 21st still. So it's already a little past of what they said. But if you still follow it, it still shows what they're saying. It will gyrate around and still go towards the Texas, Louisiana coast. So even though the models and the data is showing what they're talking about, it don't trend every run. And for something to be that accurate, it would be showing it very often. Because when you look at the cyclone locations, you can see how Invest 93L is going towards the Central American Gyre over here by south of Bay of Campeche, just like National Hurricane is saying. And a couple of model runs show that while this one come towards the Gulf of Mexico, that this could also curve back north as well and go towards Texas. But you can see how the cyclone locations also agree that that is the direction it is going. But also as you go towards later in the month, one of those next waves that starts coming through could pop up and head towards the Gulf as well. So even though it's showing many options, we need to take this a little bit at a time, because so far it's showing that maybe it could pop up just like they're saying and go towards Texas just like they're saying. But also we see in the cyclone locations that maybe that this invest could head a little more northern also. But I'm seeing a high pressure still over here to the southeast, and I'm still seeing a high pressure stretching out over here in the deep south, which would guide this more of a western push, which would put this more towards northern Mexico, maybe even a more southern if it keeps stretching out. Because as you look at the 850 millibar, I got it on Vortici so you can see the storms, you see the Invest 93L we have over here. But we have this big high pressure that's still expanding, and that's what's protecting us from this Invest now. It's going to make it follow right along this ridge, and it's going to just keep going to the west, and that's the way it travels. If you look a little bit further, you'll see that this big high pressure, as it expands to the southeast, it stays in the south as well. And it just stays there and spins. And we're already by the 25th. And if you look at it, the moisture starts headed towards the west. Then it starts popping up the potential for this to come and head into the west. So it's still a little too far to be sure. But I am seeing that this high pressure is expanding out, not headed more north. And it's not just going to the southeast and disappearing from here. Please still take this with a grain of salt. I will keep you updated. It's just not trending that would be highly accurate yet. I know Farmer's Almanac are smart people. I know I didn't go to college for a number of years and get a meteorology degree. But this right here is simple data, that if we have the high pressure blocking right here for the first one, and it stays there for a good while, it will block it for the second one, because it keeps getting further and further back. And usually when that happens is usually when it disappears, because the Central American Gyre is what it does. It alerts all these model guidances because it builds low pressures. It throws them everywhere. But when you have a high pressure set up, Nothing can come through that. Now, I know I'm just one guy, and that's my opinion, because even when you look in the ensembles, you do see in the controlled member that it still shows that it will form up, and it still will go into the Gulf of Mexico and still head towards Louisiana, Texas coast, while that's what Farmer's Almanac is showing. But still, they're showing from the 16th to the 19th. And first just did the 25th. Now it's showing the 29th. It keeps getting pushed further and further away. I believe that this high pressure will stay around and keep it safe. I will keep you updated. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this because for some reason you want this to come towards you. I don't know why. Maybe you're just too young and you don't understand you could lose everything you own as well as everybody you love. So you really need to think about acting and talking like that. It's really not right. But I don't believe this will happen, guys. This is getting a little too far. It's getting further and further. Because even as you look at the update on a potential velocity anomaly, we have the potential velocities right here. But this is what we have in the Pacific. This is our Pacific systems, as well as the one that's forming up in the early 20s. This is going to be Celia going out to the west from these investors getting together. But if you look at the update on what's going on after that, we get our lift. It starts headed towards our direction, but then it fades out. It don't show that hot pocket no more of this forming. I really think it could start headed our way, but I really believe this high pressure will block it. Because as you look at the update from the NASA satellite and look at the dust, yes, you get the plumes coming off of Africa, and yes, it does still stretch out and expand out. But if you see this long band of thick dust right on the south edge, and remember, this is keeping all this precipitation to the south until it starts headed to the north by the Central American gyre because it spins in this direction, so it will try and pull it north. But that long strip is like a gate, and it stays right on top of that precipitation all the way in, guys. And you can see that better here as we start getting the invest coming up. We get to other invests over Honduras and Central America. It all forms up and it all gets together still as one piece, getting pushed by this dust. Dust is high pressure and high pressure is boss. But as that continues to push that to the west, it goes in the Pacific, does its thing, brings y'all a lot of heavy precipitation, and the main threat is going to be mudslides. But as that next strip comes in, it does have a thin pocket. But all this thin pocket is northern. So this is like a wall right here. It's a big wall, even though it's not covered everywhere. It's where it needs to be, right on top of this precipitation. And it don't allow the precipitation to start headed north. If you notice, it starts forming something over here in the Pacific. It don't start forming over here by the Caribbean, just like we're seeing in the data. NASA satellite is very accurate satellite, guys, with this dust. Now, we'll keep you up to date. This is by the 25th, but normally by the 22nd right here, when we get this wave forming, it gets suppressed to the west by that big wall right here, this big jail wall of dust that keeps it suppressed. So even though it thins out, it don't go away completely. So I'll still stick by my word that I think you should just still take this with a grain of salt until we get more accurate information, because I'm still not showing, and I really feel in my heart it's coming in that direction, but I still don't feel it would be some super strong event. Please listen to my warning. Please don't get all panicky, because that's what it's showing in some of the ensembles. Still showing tropical storms in the model guidance, and it's even showing in the Farmer's Almanac. I believe we will see updated information. I believe that we will see more of a western push. I believe this high pressure will keep us blocked once again. I will keep you updated. Please don't hate me for giving you the truth. I don't believe that this is going to be some super big event, even though they are saying it is going to form by the Texas-Louisiana coast. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just don't believe it'll be some strong thing like that. If we're blessed, God will make it a big group of disorganized thunderstorms and bring all of y'all the rainfall you need in Texas. Amen. I really pray for that outcome. That seems like the one I would want the most. Thank you all for visiting my channel today. I hope y'all really get prepared for the immediate danger of these intense heat waves that are coming towards us. And it's going to get worse next week. It's going to get really strong next week. So please prepare for that. I will update you tomorrow on the tropics. I will stay on this every single day. I want you to know exactly what's going on. And as we follow the updates, there's nothing to worry about as far as what the outcomes may be, because we will see what's happening day by day. God bless you all today. I hope you have a very blessed Thursday out there. Today's going to be a great day. I don't think I can stay in the comments for too long today, because I have to go get busy and package all these things together. Right now, it's just a big truckload of food. Psalm 47. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loved. Selah. God is going up with a shout, the Lord with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God. Sing praises. Sing praises unto our King. Sing praises. For God is a king of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth over the heathen. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted. Amen. Have a very great day today, everybody. God bless all of you in all these threats, power outages. I wish the best for you and your loved ones. Please prepare for this heat. Worse is coming. And all power, all honor, all glory does go to God, God of Jacob, God of Abraham, our Father, the one Almighty, forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a very great day, everybody.